Fight fans, it's time once again, MMA Maniacs, for another episode of Split Decision. This is your MMA weekly podcast brought to you from the Rudloff Family Inc. Studios. Bueller and Dodge as your hosts. We bring you the news, we bring you the breakdowns of the fights. We're going to preview, of course, tomorrow night's fight, look back at the Ultimate Fighter from last night, and give you some news. Big thanks to Fight Fans Radio Network for hooking us up, spreading the love, and getting us out there on their Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, as well as their iTunes. We have our own Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud you can look for as well, and our official webpage, which is splitdecisionmma.com. Find us on Facebook at Split Decision MMA Podcast, and on Twitter at SD_MMA, right?
Correct.
That makes sense to me.
We got it, I think.
I think we got it all. Lots of news today, though, and lots of stuff going on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the big thing to start off right off the bat is that the UFC announced they're going to change their fight bonus structure completely. They are going to be getting away from the of the night bonuses. So fight of the night, submission of the night, knockout of the night is completely changed.
Okay.
They're going to keep fight of the night, where they'll give each fighter as a bonus for the best fight. But knockout and submission of the night are gone.
They're gone.
They are now going to become performance of the night bonuses. There will be two for each two best individual performances on the card. They will still remain $50,000. So it's going to give athletes a reward for putting on the best and most exciting individual performance.
So you could potentially, if you have a bunch of submissions on one card, if they're exciting, then that could get a performance of the night.
Yes.
Or if you have a very one-sided maybe decision where someone just puts a hurting on somebody,
they could get a performance of the night.
Got it.
So pretty much what that happens, what turns that into is Joe Lauzon is now the biggest, greatest submission of the night winner of all time.
Okay. There's no way to beat it.
Of all time, because there's no way to beat it.
Yeah.
And so this actually got put up on Twitter. This is my favorite thing. Got put up on Twitter. Congratulations to Joe Lauzon, who is now the most submission of the night awards in history of evermore.
So we could have like a good plaque made.
Yeah.
All right.
So next time we talk to him, we'll have to talk to them about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Immediately, John Jones tweets, "Hey, somebody tell Joe Lauzon I'd beat him in a jiu-jitsu match with my hands taped closed."
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
John Bones Jones in a jiu-jitsu match
Against
Joe Lauzon.
Joe Lauzon. Now, mind you, John Bones Jones is 205, J Lau's 155 pounds.
It was double-sided tape.
He says, I smell a charity event. This got retweeted between the two of them. And I just love the conversation that goes on Twitter. Joe Lauzon says, "Gorilla tape will work just fine. I accept your challenge. I don't usually wear a gi, but I'll make an exception for you."
Wow.
Is it too late for me to back out? I'm sure Davis would love to take my place. I know that then Joe Lauzon, I know the 205 champ of the world didn't just call it a 155er and then try to back out, right? And he's like, "Man, you're putting me on the spot." He says, "Accepting is what makes you a champion. Hashtag just do it." Mind you, Bones is sponsored by Nike.
Right? Someone
put up the Just Duck It shirt, which I love. And he's like, "Oh, you're bringing Nike into this. It's on now. Accepting this is what makes you a champion." Full disclosure, this is what happened the last time it's challenged, and I'm pretty sure it was the video against what's his name, Nick the Tooth. I don't remember if you remember Nick the Tooth fighting Joe Lauzon.
Oh, I did not remember that.
Great video. I'll have to put it up on our Facebook.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
Now, but seriously, if this does happen, is he really expected to keep his hands taped shut?
I don't know. And then again, he says, "For those just joining us, this is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match with John Bones Jones. His hands taped closed. I am not an MMA fight. I am not a fool." So we'll see if this actually goes down. That would be pretty awesome.
That'd be very entertaining. I don't want to see the handicap on Jones's part with the hands taped closed.
No.
Because Joe Lauzon...
But that's stipulation he wanted. As the champion, he's the one who asked for that. It's not like J Lau said, "Hey, try it."
I see what you're saying. But I've seen... I just recently I saw somebody who was... about a 30-pound difference, and the lighter person was able to win. It's jiu-jitsu,
yeah.
And J Lau, his jiu-jitsu is amazing. There's no way that John Bones Jones is on par with J Lau's jiu-jitsu. Tape your hand shut voluntarily. You weigh 205.
Well, maybe they can make this happen at like a pre-event or something like that. Put it up on a Dana White blog or video. You know what I mean? Something like that. It'd be kind of cool to see.
Just do it in the backyard.
Charity, yeah.
They could show it on the big screen. They could do it like
we got a venue.
Like when they had the Grammys and then they have somebody perform in a satellite area.
Yeah.
We could have the crazy shit going on in a satellite arena.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think they should just do it in the warm-up room.
Start doing the drive-up scenes that WWE does, and there's fights out in the... Yeah.
Somebody sit with a chair.
Wasn't it like WrestleMania 4 where they did it in two different places?
brought in forklifts.
Right? I know they like simulcast. They had like one fight over here and one fight going on over here.
We can totally do that. I'm just saying, if they did exhibition matches in between matches backstage, why not? Non-stop action. TNA, man. Total non-stop action.
You can't. That's wrestling.
Oh.
It's an actual promotion.
Shit.
So the Ultimate Fighting Championship will be starting their inaugural season of the Ultimate Fighter Latin America. It's planning on shooting in Vegas this spring. Open casting call.
It's got okay. So
you're New Mexican, right? That counts.
Wait, Latin America, and we're shooting it in Vegas.
Yeah.
And it's not. So it's not.
Did
Ultimate
we
Fighter.
learn something from Brazil?
I was going to say. So it's no longer the Ultimate Fighter Brazil. It's all of Latin America.
This will be Ultimate Fighter Latin America.
Latin America.
Right.
So is that American Latinos?
Well, we'll show you here now. You have to be able to speak Spanish.
Damn it.
You have to be 21 to 34.
Damn it.
And you have to be from the country Argentina, Belize, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, and Venezuela.
It's going to be difficult with Belize considering their native language is the Queen's English. But whatever. I mean, call it what you want.
They have to be able to speak Spanish.
Spanish is like their second or third language, actually, I think. But
No coaches announced, but there you go. Ultimate Fighter
do
Latin
the coaches
America.
have to speak Spanish?
So that's two things for the Dominicans, man. You can come play
Chael
baseball
Sonnen doesn't have to
or
speak Portuguese.
MMA.
There's all of them that can play basketball. Like Portuguese.
MMA being
Maybe that's the
Dominican.
second language. Maybe in Belize, it's the Queen's English, Portuguese, and then Spanish. I have to go back to Wikipedia and look it up.
Oh, there you go. So the Chael Sonnen Vanderlei Silva match has been moved to May. Freaking out Vanderlei Silva even further. This was supposed to happen in July. It's now moving up to May. Hopefully he'll be able to make weight.
He's going to shave his eyebrows.
We need to get everybody
That's a
out
lot
of
of
there
weight.
right now.
He already dropped weight by shaving that Cro-Magnon forehead. Whatever.
Iron it at least.
So, big news happened. Rashad Evans is out of his fight with Daniel Cormier. He has a knee injury. He needs 4 to 6 months recovery. They were talking about rescheduling this. They were talking about canceling it. Instead, they basically were looking to see who wanted to fight. And
I had a really dumbass moment when I was watching Fox Sports 1, by the way, when I was watching Ultimate Fighter, and they said, they were like, oh, news on UFC 170, or is a recipe for UFC 170 doesn't include sugar. And I was like, huh? So confused. And then the next commercial
That's sugar.
break, I was like, oh,
That's
I'm
sugar.
dumb. That's sugar. Yeah, that's
no
why I
R.
got it wrong. Yeah.
No R.
White chick pronounced the R, damn it.
Immediately, Chael Sonnen went on to Twitter and said, DC is a top contender. For people not to jump at the shot to fight him is more than confusing. It's infuriating. The UFC is plagued with cowards. If you're a light heavyweight who isn't booked and you didn't offer to fight him, please, I beg you, quit.
Strong words.
Punch yourself in the face. 2
guys did come forward, Anthony Johnson and Pat Cummings.
Oh, Rumble,
yeah, because remember he did get re-signed with the UFC. He offered to fight at 205. Pat Cummings offered to fight at 205, which he normally does. Pat Cummings is 4-0, recently signed with the UFC, and that's who they've decided is going to fight Daniel Cormier. Now, a little history on Pat Cummings is apparently he was an All-American from Penn State who was brought in to help Daniel Cormier train for the Olympics when Daniel Cormier was making his Olympic run.
Right.
He has made some very boastful remarks saying that he made Daniel Cormier cry. He broke him every time they wrestled, and he plans to break him and beat him coming this next Saturday here.
We watched the clip of this. I'm assuming we're going to post.
So I'll post up the clip today. Already, it has the audio where they were both on Fox Sports 1 yesterday. Dana White told the story of basically how they found him in a coffee shop because that's what he does as a normal job. He basically got fired from the coffee shop while taking
shop's got to feel stupid, right?
Where's he work at? Buff-ass baristas?
for taking a call from Dana White in the middle of his shift on drive-thru, and he now is going to be fighting Daniel Cormier. Cormier is not too happy with what he had to say.
Here's what I don't get. How did Dana White find Pat Cummings? I missed the beginning of that clip. Did Daniel Cormier bring him up?
No, he offered to fight.
Just fight. Yeah,
he offered
his
to
name's
fight.
been thrown in the hat because he was just like, I'll do it.
He was already signed with the UFC.
Oh, he was already signed.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
They
were looking at contract negotiations. That's what it was. They were looking at contract negotiations to sign
on 10
with.
days notice.
On 10 days notice, he's going to be fighting Daniel Cormier next Saturday.
Okay, and
UFC
we already
170.
stated that they were Olympic training together at some point.
Well, that's the thing that Daniel Cormier makes very clear. He was training for the Olympics. He
Right.
was actually on the Olympic team training for the Olympics. This is just a guy they brought in to
Right.
train with him because he's an All-American. Cummings was never in the Olympics nor training for the Olympics.
I was the porn star.
Yeah.
You were a fluffer.
Exactly.
You came in and fluffed me.
That's the best comparison you can
That's the best comparison, and that's pretty much what Daniel Cormier says.
But what's funny about that is, like, so Daniel Cormier immediately starts making excuses. Like, well, wait a second. The focus was me. I was the bell of the ball here. So I was not just training with Pat Cummings. I was training with several
bunch
other
of people. Yeah.
So Pat Cummings is saying, no, well, I'm the one who broke you. Where Cummings is saying, or I'm sorry, Daniel Cormier is saying, no, it was the
training broke
situation
me.
that broke
me. And personal issues.
And
Yeah, you didn't split me. You were third in the train.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
5th or 15th. Which one do you want? 5th or 15th out of 25. Does it
Yeah.
matter? Does it matter?
And definitely go face first. Don't do it.
Apparently, Gilbert Melendez is having some contract issues with the UFC. Dana White's not happy about what's going on. Gilbert Melendez's manager is GSP's manager. I don't know if that makes any difference, but basically he said if you want to fight in the UFC, you better call Lorenzo quick or start looking elsewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to know what kind of stuff that they're asking for.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are the contract negotiations that they're arguing over?
Is this who is his manager?
Whoever the manager is for George St. Pierre is also Gilbert Melendez's manager.
Yeah, I tweeted out to all three of them. I was like, "What?" To both Diaz and him. It's like, "What exactly are they asking for?" You know?
What is it that nobody wants to agree on?
Well, if it's GSP's manager, then it's probably some GSP stipulations he's probably trying to bring into the contract.
Yeah, but he always wanted to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I don't think that has to do it. Why? I want my two clients, one who's retired and one who's currently in the UFC, to fight. Otherwise, we're not taking contracts.
Well, no. What I'm saying is GSP said that he wanted certain things done, which Dana White is saying he doesn't recall ever having these conversations.
Gotcha. So you're saying the same thing.
So maybe GSP is like, well, I'm not fighting in the UFC anymore. You're handling Gilbert Melendez, who's
these are the things you need to get up front.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's
I
taken
see.
care of on behalf of Gilbert Melendez. Since I can't do it anymore,
maybe you should do it.
You should do it in Melendez's contract.
Right.
That's kind of what I see going on here.
Interesting. Dana White recently came out and said that he has offered Alistair Overeem to fight Junior Dos Santos 2 times, or gave him 2 dates to pick from. Overeem declined them both. Dana White immediately went out and said, well, it's because Overeem wants nothing to do with Junior Dos Santos. He's hiding from him.
Wow.
Overeem comes out and says, that's not the case. I have a rib injury. I'm waiting to find out what my ETA on recovery time is. I want to fight him. He's like, why would I want to pull out of a fight that's this anticipated if I'm not going to be 100%?
Can't we look up if the rib was already listed?
If it was already
honestly?
injured? It's possible.
Can we call him Overrun? Just give everybody running nicknames.
So looking into further Jessica I incident, where remember she was lost her win over Sarah Kaufman, got turned into a no contest, has been fined $1,875.
But she still fights.
Still
next
fighting
week.
this next Saturday against Alexis Davis. Remember, she was busted for marijuana.
Right.
Dana White, first of all, has come out and said people need to stop freaking out about people getting busted for marijuana and making a big deal over TRT. Marijuana is illegal. TRT is not illegal. So they need to stop comparing the two.
Here's what I'm
number
wondering.
one. And number two, she had 16 what they call milligrams, or I can't remember what the exact things. The metabolites, the measure of metabolites. The Texas threshold is 15, so she was 1 over. Most states are 50 to 150.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
even Nevada is 150.
yeah, Nevada's the one they raised. Remember?
That's right.
They raised it to 150. It used to be 50. They raised it 100.
I thought Nevada was like the one state in the union you didn't want to get caught with weed in.
No, well,
It
apparently
was for a while.
It was for a while, but apparently even
Not
if you're an
even a
athlete,
seed.
you're all right.
Not even a seed.
Not even a seed.
Yeah. But not have no damn seeds anyway.
No stems, no seeds, man.
That's right. No shit you don't need. Acapulco Gold. Some kick-ass
You get in trouble for
weed.
seed because you obviously bought shit weed. Fucking cops are pissed off because they can't confiscate it.
Judge?
Like, this doesn't even register.
You're not getting big bucks for EBT dollars no more.
So anyway, what do you think about this whole controversy over the marijuana
I think
metabolites?
the weed thing is just dumb all the way around, especially with all the states. It's like dominoes, man. Every state is pushing to legalize it now or to decriminalize it or whatever. What's going to happen when it's decriminalized coast to coast, which is on its way to? States are falling like flies.
Do we test for alcohol?
No, you
No.
can fight drunk.
You can fight drunk?
Well, I don't know.
I don't really think that would be a performance enhancer
I don't see how weed is, man.
because it numbs you to the pain.
So does alcohol.
And
Yeah.
it makes you focused.
Oh, see, there you
So
go.
does
I know
alcohol.
I know a lot of guys who fight really well when they're drunk. Or so the stories sounds like
So
they
the stories
fucking
go.
kick
Or at
ass.
least they think so.
Yeah.
I get beat up, so I don't really. Yeah. What's happening here?
News came out today that the UFC is working on a standard fighter uniform. Okay, so back in the day, you remember? I mean, this is from the UG, which is great. They paid Tito Ortiz $750 to wear a UG shirt to his fight. He did. They got 100 signups immediately, hundreds and hundreds of signups after seeing that. Dana White basically says, we are working on it. We don't have anything yet. According to multiple sources, though, the deal is with a major apparel company, and they will be in this uniform head to toe. Fight shorts, walkout shirt, and hats. Every UFC fighter will wear this.
Fine. They tried to do this a while ago when they stripped down all the UFC sponsors.
They said they will know that there are several places on the shorts and the shirt reserved for fighters and managers to sell their own sponsorship. Outside of those spots, though, the uniforms will mostly consist of UFC-branded product, and the brand, obviously, of the apparel company. Now, they're saying that this is beneficial to the lower tier guys who have trouble selling their sponsorships because this would put basically free sponsors on their shorts and shirt. Dana White says there's fighters out there that call him every day and says, can we just not deal with sponsors anymore?
Hey, cool. I prefer it if everybody just looked like, soccer players.
Right.
I
mean, you have to think about it. When we first started out, at first there was all the porn websites, then they banned those as sponsors. They had all the casino websites and the betting, guns and knives and hunting. All those went away.
Right. No,
anybody who was competing with like Zen energy, the good for you energy drinks, you can't, because that's a competitor. Can't have a Coors Light because that's a competitor of Bud Light. All these kind of things. They got rid of, all kinds of other promotions. They got rid of those. When Affliction decided to start doing promotions, you weren't allowed to wear Affliction fightwear anymore.
I mean, I guess I like it simply what Reebok does football,
Right.
It's cool. I think it could be fine to streamline it, but they tried this already. Anderson Silva was supposed to be the first streamlined fighter. That one fight where he came out and he was just sponsored by Zions and Nike or something like that.
It was like Nike and Burger King.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
See, if the smart way to do this is go ahead and streamline the uniforms, get Reebok or Nike or Fila or whatever to do.
Under Armour, somebody.
And then sell your nickname. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm a fighter, then I'm going to be Joey Burger King Bueller. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you already are.
Right now I'm just Joey Fat Boy. You know what I mean? So it's like, so you can sell your nickname, and then you got Joey Burger King Bueller going up against, Brandon Taco Bell Dodge.
Right.
Or you could be sponsored by Dodge.
Right.
Brandon Dodge.
Right.
Just double. Double the sponsorship. My last name is already your product.
Exactly.
You owe me twice as much. Double. I'm pretty sure I get residuals. I mean, I've been using this name for a long time.
Double the D, double the flavor, my friend. Nice.
Musashi has come out and said that he plans on beating Lyoto Machida because he has been training with Lyoto Machida's training partner, a guy who has already beaten him twice in karate tournaments.
Awesome.
This guy,
Steven Seagal?
Jaduk Aikan.
Is he from Ip Man?
I don't know. But he says apparently he has beaten him multiple times in karate, and that's how he plans on beating him.
Is that how you spell Jawad?
What?
The name. I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Jawad?
Looks like Jawad to me.
It's my neighbor's kid's name. I don't know.
I don't know. If we get around any fighters, I'm going to thumb wrestle somebody, and then I'm going to be like, dude, I totally whooped his ass one time.
One time.
Bring it. I'll bring it.
I'll help train you.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Matter of fact, from now on, if the next fighter that we ever get live in the studio, we should thumb wrestle them.
Yeah. All right.
Quit wrestle fucking me, dude.
I'm trying to strike.
Stop praying on my thumb, dude.
Heavyweight champion from EFC Africa, Ruin Potts, is now going to be fighting in the UFC. They signed him recently.
Really?
So we got a new heavyweight coming over, and former champion.
Interesting.
Be pretty interesting to see.
I didn't even realize they had scouts in Africa.
There we are. Extreme Fighting Championship out of Africa.
The only fighting I've ever seen come out of Africa is usually they have tasers on their fucking hands.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like over something like this.
Oh man.
It scares me because you have that picture up here in the studio. You didn't put that out anywhere, did you?
Not yet, but I will.
No, you can't put it out.
Wait, I will. You'll see why.
They might burn our house down.
You'll see why. So, the next story we have is from the Ultimate Fighter Nations. What's the guy's? Tyler Manawara, who is on Team Australia, got in trouble because he posted the following picture on his Twitter.
And
it is a black baby inside of a shopping cart, and it says, "Get used to looking through them bars, little nigga." With an A.
I don't think you can say that.
With an A. I am quoting something.
As long as it's in quotes.
Yeah, it's in quotes. You can see my quotes through the finger quotes that I'm doing right now through the microphone. Anyway, he is of Maori and Aborigine descent. So technically, in Australia, He is dark-skinned and black.
Okay.
So he says this is okay because
he's Aborigine.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's okay. So can I quote him on the top right hand up there?
Because he is black.
No, because that's an R.
Yeah. Because he is black himself, he said this was okay. Number one. Number two, he said, I'm very sorry if I offended anybody. This is a long time ago when I had put it out. People need to stop. Basically, the UFC came out immediately and said he will not get a contract no matter how far he goes in the show. If he wins the show, they will still not give him a contract over this.
I don't.
He wrote on his Facebook immediately after, everyone in their life has made a bad decision and has offended someone. If you have apologized with no intention of ever repeating the bad decision, your apology has been rejected. What do?
I don't get it.
Sometimes
the UFC,
he says, I'm very sorry. As you can imagine, that was never my intention. As a dark-skinned person myself, who has dealt with racism all my life, I was making fun of
this guy.
I was making fun of the stereotype of all dark people who go to jail, which is obviously not true. Hence the irony. But if I will remove it, and I apologize for offending anyone. Yeah, and one of the guys that he fought made a big deal about this and actually sent it to the UFC, which is why he got in trouble.
That's and the UFC
and now
is
the guy,
sensitive over this shit.
The guy who sent it was like, "Look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to really get him in that much trouble. I was offended because I'm also darker skinned and I didn't realize that he was.
You didn't realize that he was darker skinned?
Yeah, he's a very.
It doesn't matter.
He's a very
even in the black race,
guy. I will give him that.
Which in their things, that's two totally different things too.
Right.
Which just pisses me off. I'm not like yay racism, but I hate sensitivity to this level.
Right.
And the UFC is so quick to always shoot from the hip on this stuff. I take it back again to the surprise sex van joke.
Yep.
That was a quote from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It looks like
yep, that's actually him too.
He looks like he's from New Zealand.
This is the picture that's on his Facebook.
That's his Instagram one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. He's just a weird looking dude anyway. He looks like he's from New Zealand. He looks like a small Mark Hunt.
He does.
Yeah.
He seriously does.
This is a very small Mark Hunt. And regardless, it's like...
He looks better with the mustache than this, though.
I don't even know. I don't think he looks better anywhere.
Except for when they do that super close up. If you've been watching The Ultimate Fighter, he has a very scraggly mustache.
He's a weird looking cat.
Yeah, but that picture all the way to the top left corner. I mean...
Yeah.
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 I mean, honestly...
He should just post that picture and put, I put that shit.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Dana White's face, though. He's not happy.
Go run and tell that.
It's like, post that picture of him and say, yes, apparently I'm racist against black people. I don't even get that.
Now we got to Photoshop it and make it much darker. If we're going to be media, we have to totally blow this out of proportion.
I just don't know if that punishment fits the crime.
I don't know either. I think it's a little much.
If that's the case, then I hope to God that my company never, like the higher ups, ever get a hold of half the shit that I say. Everything I say is wrong. Damn.
So yeah, we'll see if this gets turned around, if it gets changed or anything. Right now, poor kid's not going to get a contract regardless how well he does in the show. He did win his fight, so he is advancing through the semifinals.
Well, they already know how well he does in the season. The season's done, right?
Yeah.
So they know. Okay. Well, all right.
Wait, that's Ruben. Didn't you post a bucket picture or something?
Yeah, I won't talk about that. I want to lose my contract.
Hey, that camp counselor said that kid was happy.
I gotta go to my Facebook and delete that.
And last little bit of news before we wrap everything up here. Yancy Medeiros has fight with Yves Edwards, where he has won, is now changed to a no contest. Basically because he tested positive for marijuana metabolites. Now, mind you, this fight happened at UFC Fight Night 31, Fight for the Troops.
I just want to know how come nobody tests positive for cocaine anymore.
Because it's out of your system in 2 days. I heard.
Because the only dumb enough one guy to do that was Melvin Gillard.
Because he did coke on the way to the cage.
No, I've been trying to figure out, because like I had said in the show last week, why does it take so long? And obviously for a lot of these, especially the metabolite thing, it's a period of time that their specimen has to sit and go through whatever it's going through to find that. So I mean, it has to be completely out of your system.
Yeah.
And if these guys, a lot of you average Joes are screwed out there, because these guys are sweating every day and drinking water.
Yeah.
And it's showing up. If you think you're gonna clear yourself in 30 days, bro.
My favorite thing
is... That's why you just go get one of the fake Wieners that you stick out of your zipper. Have your friend
Yeah,
do it.
that's why you bought a fake wiener.
Shut up.
So we have Ultimate Fight Night 35. The fight everybody wants to see. Musashi against Machida going down tonight.
I think he's got me into it.
You know,
Or excuse me, going down tomorrow.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, this wasn't the fight everybody wanted to see, but now that it's happening, I'm like, I'm cool with it. I'm totally cool with it.
It's like the fat girl stripping. I didn't want to see it, but since she started,
Might as
I've
well
got some
watch it.
ones out.
Now I'm vested all of a sudden.
yeah.
I just throw hail. Just change.
I swear to God, that you said hey at first.
That too. Gotta make sure.
Daddy!
What kind of strip club is this? Ooh, nice udders.
So you want to go break down the card? I basically have my picks. I don't got a lot of time today.
No, you've been busy. You know, let's run through it, man. We start off we're kicking off the night with is there any Facebook? Or,
No, it's all on Fight
UFC
Pass.
Fight Pass, stupid fucking Fight Pass.
Otherwise, you got the main card on Fox Sports 1.
So you got Douglas De Silva going up against Zubaria Tukhugov.
Yeah.
Tukhugov, I like that. And then there's a two-man golf above that. Where's this fight taking place?
This is in Brazil.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. and Idemar Alcantara is going up against Albert Tumenov. Felipe Orantes up against Maximo Blanco, who we know from the past.
Yep.
Same.
Maximo Blanco does really well.
And then work his way back up the cards. Same with Lurie Alcantara.
Yep.
Related to Idemar Alcantara?
I don't know.
We don't know. Okay, and then we got Francisco.
I don't know where all the Silvas
Trinaldo.
related.
I'm just asking.
The Silvas related, right? Something.
Most of them in Turlock, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? If you go far enough back, yes, they are.
Yep.
Francisco Trinaldo going up against Jesse Ronson.
Go far enough back, we're all related.
Rodrigo Dam against Ivan George. Cristiano Marcelo against Joe Proctor.
So, I mean, Maximo Blanco, Lurie Alcantara, Rodrigo Dam, and Cristiano Marcelo.
And Joe Proctor, all guys to watch, definitely for sure.
So, and then we got in the main card, Charles Oliveira.
Do Bronx?
Going up against Andy O.
I love his nickname because you can do Bronx.
So we know who you're picking.
I'm taking Do Bronx.
Do Bronx. Doesn't matter if he wins or not. You just like to say Do Bronx. Viscardi Andrade, sure. Nicholas Mizoke. I can't do Brazilian names anymore.
I'm taking Andrade.
Makes sense to me. And then Eric Silva, related to Vanderlei Silva and Anderson Silva and Patrick Silva and Takanori Sato. I'll go with Eric Silva on this one.
Yep.
And this one, I didn't even know this fight was coming up.
Jacare against Carmont.
Yeah, I didn't know this fight was coming up. I didn't realize that Carmont had earned a spot at somebody like Jacare.
My thing is you got number 3 Machida, number 4 Jacare, number I believe 8 Musashi, and number 9 Carmont. And in my opinion, Musashi should be fighting Carmont, and Jacare should be fighting Machida. Just saying.
That makes more sense.
But
different brackets, it's the other way.
Yeah, maybe we'll put the winner of Jacare Carmont up against the winner of Machida Musashi for the title eliminator to fight Chris Weidman.
That'd be interesting. That'd be real interesting. Now, when
I'm taking Jacare.
When Jacare was over at Strikeforce, wasn't he fighting 170?
No.
Was he always 185?
He's middleweight, yeah.
For some reason,
champion.
I thought at one point in time, him and GSP were in the same weight. That's a fight that I always wanted to see.
That would have been interesting, yeah.
Anyway, so I'm taking Jacare in that fight.
All right, and then Musashi Machida, the fight everybody wants to see. Who are you taking?
it's kind of tough, man, because
I know, because you want to see it so bad.
I want to see it so bad, and like I have dreams about this fight where I'm just like I don't even know who to take in this one. But Musashi's actually let me down quite a bit since he rode all this hype.
Yeah.
And I think that I got to give it to the more, I guess I would say more experienced Machida, who's had more run to the title, more top contenders.
Who says he's tired of fans and people criticizing how he fights, and he plans to finish more.
Good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we want.
You said that?
Machida.
He
said the fans have gotten to him finally, and he's going to
Sometimes
change up his style a little bit.
Sometimes I think they create their own story, and then 'cause once they say it, it's obviously true.
Yeah.
Talk about creating a story, dude. The Sugar Rashad thing and Pat Cummins and Daniel Cormier, like that.
That's a pretty good story.
That just seems like it's the way it's getting hyped up so quick.
It's like Rocky.
Man, those wheels are getting spun quick, man.
I don't know if he drops them fast.
But he's like, here's the thing: you take a fight on 10 days' notice. You're in the UFC. Nobody's gonna hate you for losing. I mean, look at Patrick Cote. He's
with all the shit he's talking. I think there's gonna be enough people hating him.
Nah. Now what?
Not a lot of people like Cormier.
Why?
I don't know. It's just
He's always cool.
I like Cormier.
a lot of stuff I read.
He likes chili cheese fries from Eskimo Joe's. I ate chili cheese fries at Eskimo Joe's. We're like friends.
It's like brothers. No, we're not. Yeah.
And around the same time, he was going to college when I was eating chili cheese fries there. I'm just saying.
Exactly. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Boom. But it's
Him
a
and
cool
Mark
story.
Munoz.
Damn, it's a hype story. And, but if Pat Cummins comes in there and actually does beat Daniel Cormier,
Yeah?
it'd be insane.
What does that say about the whole fight structure then?
Well, Daniel Cormier is going to say I was coming down a weight class.
You know what? There's always some homeboy in a cornfield somewhere that is like that's out there plowing.
Look at Joe Wepner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
There's a dude right now who's plowing the cornfield for his dad who's going to be pitching 98 miles an hour someday. He's going to get discovered like Kevin Costner or something. I don't know.
Was it his name? Was it Johnny Nebraska?
Dude, we need to redo the Octagon of Dreams. Are there enough dead fighters yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
If you build it, they will.
I mean, if they're not fighting, are they technically dead? Like, can we put Couture like wandering off, Tito wandering off, like, you know?
Every time you ring a bell, they show up to the ring.
Right?
Yeah.
Fedor's gonna come out of there.
You put Tito Ortiz and Randy Couture in that movie, you're guaranteed to not have the UFC back. 100%.
So we can't use Octagon.
He's right. So that pretty much wraps it up. You got the fights tomorrow night. They're on Fox Sports 1. Make sure you check it out because they are free. Machida and Musasi, your main event. Jacare is your co-main event. Going to be a good night, so make sure you check it out. TiVo it or whatever the hell you got to do. Next week we'll be breaking down UFC 170, which obviously has a lot to go on. And big thanks to Fight Fans Radio Network, of course. Their Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud is where you can find us. And you can find us on our own Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Download the apps. Find us on Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast, as well as Twitter, SD_MMA, and our official website, Split Decision MMA Podcast. From the Rula Family Inc. studios, it is Bueller and Dodge signing off for Split Decision. Have a good night. See you at the fights.